continue working and getting to do all the things that I'm able to do, which I'm super grateful for.
I made a painting of a person that I was seeing. Can we have another take?
You
please?
said all the words.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was supposed to say. Hi, my name is Vihaan Samant,
And I'm Rahul Nair,
and you're watching Indian Express for the interview of Eternally Confused and Eager for Love.
a show that I directed.
And I acted in.
So all these years we've seen chick flicks, but this time Netflix is bringing a very interesting show that's based on a guy who's confused in love. So we have Vihaan and Rahul here with us. Tell us what is the show all about, and chick flick to what can we term this show as?
The show is about a guy trying to find love. He's confused and obviously eager, but he has his crazy sidekick, a wizard that he talks to, which is his toy, voiced by the wonderful Jim Sarb, that trips him up along the way or helps him in rare situations. And I think that's a lovely twist on what you usually just see from the outside of like people talking, and then you see something in what they do and are like, okay, in this situation he was awkward, but now you have a whole inner monologue that's a whole new layer. And I think this is a very unique show in that way because you get two perspectives on one person.
I feel like what's important about it is that you get what you think out loud and then what you think but don't say. And I feel like that's a very important perspective to sort of portray a little bit. But I feel like we should let the audiences decide, let the show release, and then let them call it something, and then we latch onto that.
But tell me, Vihaan, how did you become Ray? What was your process like?
So the script already had most of the material that you needed to make a good story. So I was like, half of the work is done. So I'm also complimenting Rahul in a way. But honestly, it was just going through that and then seeing what you can find out in your own life that can make you behave the way the character does. And I already had a lot of material from my own life, from my past experiences, and it was a matter of like just channeling that and doing workshops with workshop conductor and the director and everyone, and just working on it for a couple of weeks and then finding that what makes Ray tick and that inner awkwardness, I think.
Rahul, also tell me, how did you figure out that Jim would be the voice of Wiz?
I think it was just one of those things where I was like thinking about it a lot, and I realized that he's got a certain quality. He's also a chaotic person, I feel, in a good way. You know, he's got a very nice vibe to him. And I'd worked on him before on another project, so I knew him as well. So it helped that, and it was an interesting project for him to do. I don't think he's done any other voice roles in that way. He wasn't just a good fit in terms of voice, he was also a good fit in terms of the type of person he is and what he would bring to it.
Vihaan, of course, when you have a co-star opposite you, you can react. That's how acting works. But it's just a voice. So how challenging or interesting was it to build that chemistry with Wiz?
It was actually quite fun, especially in the workshops initially. So what we did was that we started with Ray and then we added on Ray's voice, and it was essentially one thing. So you have to go through the entire show thinking that whatever Wiz is saying is kind of Ray, and you had to like accordingly leave certain parts in when you're performing, or like just think of it in your head. I've never acted like this. I've never had a scene partner who wasn't physically there. It was very, very, very fun. Very fun.
Rahul, you're a very young filmmaker. How much of your personal experiences will we get to see in this show?
The show definitely has a lot from my life. It's not necessarily based on me, but I feel like I sort of wrote very close to home. But no, and therefore I found that was sort of an interesting just world. And I felt like I've seen a lot of things, at least internationally, I've seen a lot of content about cities where people are looking for love, and that's sort of it's a normal thing to have. But I feel like Bombay doesn't have that as much. And so I felt like that's why it was something interesting that we could explore.
And there's this question in the first episode which kind of irritates everyone, like, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? So I want quirky answers from both of you.
Finally conquering my fear of skydiving.
Very nice.
My answer is not going to be quirky, but I feel like I've always felt that if you have an answer to where you see yourself in 5 years, you might be limiting yourself, because you know what I mean? Because you could do better potentially than even what you imagine. So I like to not have that answer at all. Because who knows, you could.
Eternally Confused season 3.
Yeah, exactly.
That's his answer.
It gets really deep.
And tell me, what's the stupidest thing that you've done for love?
I made a painting of a person that I was seeing, and then it broke off, and I had kept that painting, and this was a silhouette. It wasn't like an actual like proper painting. And 2 years later, I gave it to her, and yeah, it went well. And she was impressed that I'd kept it for 2 years, and I forgot I'd kept it, but it turned out to be very romantic.
Wait, so you gave it to her after y'all broke up?
Yeah, but then that caused us to get together again.
I wrote a script for my girlfriend's birthday, like a short film, which is about her and her cat, and they're like superheroes. So it was like a little short Marvel movie about her and her family and just everything. And I was not in it, which she was kind of annoyed about. But I was like, you can't put yourself everywhere. I'm already in this show, so.
And tell me, what are you guys most confused about and what are you eager about?
I guess I'm eager to continue working and getting to do all the things that I'm able to do, which I'm super grateful for. And I'm confused about life. I mean, I think life is a complicated situation, and I think that it's almost good that I continue to be confused about life, because I feel like having clarity would make things less fun. So I think it's nice to be have a little bit of a confusion going on all the time.
Nice. Yes, we have.
I'm eager for everyone to watch the show.
Yeah, same.
What am I confused about? I don't know. Where did my phone go? It's back there. Okay, I guess I'm not confused about the phone anymore. I don't know. There's so many things, like life, as he said. Like, why do some people go to war? I don't know. That's confusing.
We have seen stories of girls when it comes to romances. This is probably a very special story because it's from a boy's perspective. So I want each of you to tell me one green flag and one red flag when it comes to dating in terms of a boy's perspective.
And green flag is just being a good listener and, actually being aware and responding to what someone is saying and all that stuff. And I think another red flag would be like constantly comparing someone to their ex. Yeah.
I honestly haven't been on enough dates to have an answer, but I think to me a green flag would be just if you're able to connect on a level that is not about like saying those lines and then hoping for a response. If you're just able to have a conversation, I feel like that's half the work done. And based on prior experience, I feel a red flag would be going on a date with someone and then proceeding to text message them a breakup. Because then I had to respond saying, hey, we were never dating in the first place. So how did you break up with me?
So you're saying the whole track is based on real life?
Yeah.
Wow.
Spilling all the
Wow.
beans now.